awesome episode of the Cultural Capitalist Podcast, Week 8. My name is Adewale Booker Jr., and to my right is my homeboy, my brother, King Kimba, aka the Colonel, live from the motherland in Utopia, having a good old time. So we're grateful for that action. Today we back to what we usually do every week, tackling Africa's issues and being unapologetic about what we're going to speak on. So today we're going to talk about something I think is very critical. Week 8, resource theft and wealth paradox. And for all of y'all, don't get confused. Every week we go from platform to platform. We go from his platform to mine. That way we have a chance to grow both platforms, and it's actually working. So we're going to keep on doing that till we eventually get to the Culture Capitalist Podcast platform, because YouTube doesn't allow you to live stream until you get to a certain number. So we have to keep getting fans and trying to get fans on that platform. So y'all, please go follow us on the Culture Capitalist Podcast YouTube channel so we can get that thing up, so we can actually be over there instead of here. So y'all, King Kimba, man, what's going on with you, brother? How's Africa treating you? I hope the food has been awesome. Put on a little weight. What's going on with that?
It's been really good, bro. Like the food has been amazing. Just being around the culture, being on the continent, has been amazing, bro. Like to feel the heat, like because where you are, you got that sunshine out there all the time. But where I'm usually at, it's not always the case. So I think the thing that is really been one of the most enjoyable is just being around, being in the majority, so to speak, being in the majority and seeing the culture, seeing African culture in its origins. Let me say that. Seeing African culture in its origins, and seeing African culture in its origins. I think it's a lovely experience, because growing up, there was always this sense in the air that you are displaced. You know what I mean? That you're a foreigner. And I did feel like a foreigner, obviously, because I'm African American, but it's something about being in a culture where its origins are. So that's been, and the food has been delicious, my brother. I mean,
I would hope so.
The scenery. And the scenery
is insane.
I can't leave this out. Other than the disheartened feeling of the disparity of poverty, that hits hard too, though. That hits hard.
It's hard because you have these greedy, useless, worthless politicians who have no honor. I think the one that you have over there in Utopia is doing a job to quench that poverty, because I know they have a lot of public housing to help people out not living in slums and stuff, and these are possible because the country has enough money to do so. But these greedy leaders are so greedy they can't see past their own pockets. So that's where you have an issue with that. But yeah, man, let's chop it up, man. And talking points today, man, it's gonna be a lot. Oil and mineral, gas, Congo's cobalt, and all the other resources, resource nationalism. I think Congo's cobalt and all the many international companies that are thieves that are stealing in there, resource nationalism, value addition, and ownership model. So, brother, the first one is oil, mineral, and gas. When you think about Africa, you think about all those things that are it's like candy at a store, man. What do you think? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big subject, bro. It's a really big subject, and it's a vast subject to cover because of the impact and the atrocity, the level of atrocity of how much resources are in Africa, and the level of poverty that still exists in Africa. As you mentioned, shouts out to Abiy Ahmad Ali, here in Ethiopia. It doesn't appear to be as severe, the poverty in Addis, as what I experienced in Abuja and Lagos. Right? it is nowhere close, right? It's nowhere close, but you know that it's impacting. You still see it. You still see it and you still feel it, right? You still see it and you still feel it. But you know, we mentioned three big resources at the top, you know, oil, minerals and gas. And it's trillions a year, bro.
Yeah.
It's trillions a year that are being extracted out of Africa.
Yes, sir.
You know, without the infrastructure for the nations to profit off of what's being extracted. I just want to go. I got some figures here, man, and I want to talk. I want to just mention these figures quickly. So check this out: illegal extraction. All right, I got some estimates here. 29 billion per year is stolen from Africa through illegal fishing, logging, and wildlife poaching. Now, this is not. We haven't even mentioned those resources we were talking about. So this is fishing, logging, and wildlife. 29 billion a year, right? Watch this. Listen to this. Around 101 companies listed on the London Stock Exchange. Control over 1 trillion in African oil, gas, and minerals.
Yeah. And you know how that happens? These crooked, useless politicians sign these stupid 10-year, 100-year deals to enrich their pockets, and so that their stuff can be going overseas to be developed. How dare you? I think what we have to, and this hits me differently because that's why there's a guy named Degate in Nigeria. He's building oil refinery. What that's going to do is going to cut that in half. It's going to just actually cut it off. Period. Not only is
who's going to cut it in half?
Yeah. Not only is it
the money. Who'd you say is going to cut it in half, bro?
Yeah, the resources, the oil is being produced in Nigeria. So now makes it the largest barrel producer in the world, literally, pretty much. And America doesn't like that. That's why America has been trying to get its crybaby hands on figuring out how they're going to destabilize it. They're the ones paying for the jihadists. They're the ones paying for the terrorists. It's not no accident that a bunch of terrorists try to attack the refinery. But thanks to the brave men of the Nigerian force, they mopped the floor with those terrorists.
Yeah.
They beat the living mess out of them. They put them in the ground. And this people don't have to understand something about these countries, these European countries. They are thieves, they are parasites, and they have nowhere to live other than to steal what is not their own. They know they can't exist without Africa. So what do we have to do? We have to make business deals with these crooked, corrupt politicians that are within the framework of the country so you can enrich themselves. You see what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but it's the truth of what happens. And people need to stop living in this illusion that, it's just the corrupt African leaders. No, it's the corrupt European leaders. Europe is corrupt, period. When you enslave half the world, most of the world, you are corrupt. England is a filthy country. So is France. You know what I'm saying? You know, so is Germany, so is Italy, so is Spain, so is Portugal, so is, I could just keep going on and on and on and on and on. So those numbers don't shock me. What would shock me is if one of these leaders grew a backbone, like Assimi Goïta of Mali, Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso, Abdulmati Cheni of Niger, or the one that you have in Utopia right there, realizing I need to serve my people, not serve myself. I don't know what's wrong with these guys. Do they realize that when you actually do for your people, you become a legend? Like, you live forever. They're living, their idea of living forever is they're useless children going to school in Harvard and taking all the Africans' money to all these European countries. While these European countries show you no respect. Still put you on a plane so you can sit in first class. I mean, it's pathetic. Where's your airline? Where's the Nigerian Airlines? Where's the Ghanaian Airlines? Where's your dignity? You know, I always say something, brother. I always hear people say this. One day I can't wait to fly in first class. And I'm thinking in my head, like, you're so small in your mind. And in my head, I'm thinking, how about I own the airline? Then I'll sit wherever I want. It's just this small mind mentality, man. And we have to have people grow out of this small mind mentality. That's why sometimes a lot of our topics, they're not popular because people want to see something basic and simple. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not with basic and simple, man. So yeah, that's where I stand on that.
Listen to this. I got a hold of this report. It's called War on Want.
Yeah.
It says that British There's a list here, 101 companies listed on the stock exchange.
I want
Most
to
of
know
them
who they are.
British control mining operations in 37 sub-Saharan African countries, collectively controlling over 100 trillion. The government has used its power and influence to ensure the British mining companies have access to these raw materials across Africa. This was also the case. This was the case during the colonial period and still is the case today. I want to try and look up. I'm trying to get some of these names of these companies because I think it would be really cool to
You get their name and see the thieves, the criminals.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, 2 cents. Let me see if I can get this. But yeah, so I'll drop a couple other thoughts while we're waiting on that. It also talks a lot about you've mentioned this before. It talks about tax evasion.
Yeah.
And how let me get that. Here we go. Africa loses over 50 billion annually through illicit financial flows.
Yep.
This involves multinational companies deliberately misreporting the value of their import-exports to reduce tax payments.
Yep.
So this is that one you was talking about where the leadership pocketing right excesses of what's earned from the industries. But you said we've been over the last couple of weeks we've been talking and you've mentioned a couple of things about nations removing relationships that they've had with people. You particularly talked about France and Burkina Faso, I believe, and you said no. And then eventually a new deal was negotiated. And you talk about this claim that they try to bring in the international courts and how Burkina
That was
Faso
Mali.
didn't
That was
want.
Mali and a Canadian company. France is completely
Forgive
kicked
me.
out. They're not letting them come back. France is not. They're not allowed to even come back.
So
Burkina. That was Mali and a Canadian company, and the Canadian company got checked. They got put in their place.
So my question is this though. So, and I think this is I might be answering my own question, but with this level of corruption, how do you go about restructuring countries' systems? Because it's gone on for so long, right? It's gone on for so long. What needs to happen for the transitions to start to take place?
First of all, I'll be blunt. We need to go Jerry Rollins on these motherfuckers. I'm gonna say it like that. We need to start eliminating corrupt African leaders. And I can think of two off top that need to be gone. William Ruto of Kenya and that woman that runs Tanzania. Those two are a disgrace. They're a proper disgrace. They have no back. And then the third one is Ivory Coast. He's a piece of trash too. And the one Paul Biya in Cameroon. These people have no honor. They have, when you look at these people, and bro, I've come to this realization that these individuals have no self-esteem. This is why they can behave of such as they do. Oh, white man, come save me. Why are you making a defense pact with France when everybody else is cutting off France? What are you doing? So you've got if you really want to fix this problem, man, the honest truth is people got to go in a bag, one at a time. There can be no mercy, there can be no crevice, there can be no none of that. You've got to put these people in body bags. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the chat, Ivan Valentine. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to another awesome episode of the Cultural Capitalist Podcast, Week 8. Thank you for joining us. We're here talking about how we're gonna so it's the only real way to, oh my God, to do this. There's no clean way to do it because the European countries spend a bunch of money making sure that the person that they like is in charge. Hey, thank you from Romania. Appreciate that. Thank you for showing love. Appreciate you. All the way from Romania. Thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome to Cultural Capitalist Podcast, man. I'm Adewale Bouquet. This is King Kimba right here, aka the Colonel. So we are. sometimes the way I talk, it sounds very brutally blunt, but it's it is what it is. We have to be honest about what it takes to fix Africa. And I think on your trips, you've spoken to a lady that was in Nigeria there when you spoke, and she kind of reminisced what I said. You probably were shocked to hear somebody else saying it too.
Yeah, well, so yeah, the point he speaks to, the point Alawali speaks to is that I visit schools and I get to go to other nations, and a lot of times I do have questions
Thank
about
you.
how countries are being run. And
yeah, they tell us they love our merch. Well, thanks very much on both sides. So that's Kimber's merch. I got my merch too as well. So thank you for loving it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
Visit
you.
our current websites.
Oh, you know what?
IamKingKimber.com.
Hold on that
You can
note.
visit
Hold that.
Sanusi.com for me. So I
Yeah, hold
appreciate that.
note,
And look,
bro.
y'all, while y'all are at it right now, it'd be a good time for y'all to subscribe, like, and definitely share. The more sharing you do, get your friends to come watch our podcast every week, the bigger we grow. So, and we got the Cultural Capitalist Podcast t-shirt. You can see it right there. We'll be having those available soon. We'll make that happen soon. We're working on getting it production and all that stuff, so y'all can be able to cop a t-shirt or a long sleeve or a tank top or whatever y'all might like, a hat. So be sure to look out for that, man. We always growing. We growing. This thing, we've come a long way since we started it. Whether we have 10 views one week or 400 and something views, it don't matter. We pop one out every week. So we're going to keep going, man. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I was talking to the young lady, and she's of Nigerian
Hey,
heritage.
Harmony. I see we got people over here. Hey, Harmony.
Yeah, shouts out.
How you doing? It's another fan of mine. Yeah.
Shouts out. So,
I hope you like African stuff, man, because we're talking about Africa today.
Yeah. So she was saying that over the years that she's lived in the country and lived abroad, because she's lived in America as well, in the US, and then lived back in Nigeria. And she was just saying that, it's gonna take a revolution to have a consistent transition government-wise and stability-wise. And it's sad to say, but she also said that I have to agree, or I have to also say that the only way forward is really the removal of a lot of the hands that are involved in the leadership that's been involved, because it stays within a power structure that
a corrupt power structure.
Yeah, suffocates suffocates the nations. I've got this list, bro. I've got a couple of these companies, right?
Yeah.
So I'm naming African Potash Ltd. The place of incorporation. The place of incorporation is Guernsey, but the country of operation is the Congo. That's one. Aquarius Platinum Ltd. The place of incorporation is Bermuda. The mineral is platinum. The country of operation, South Africa, Zimbabwe.
That's more Europeans.
Belzone Mining.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. The place of corporation, Jersey, European. The mineral, iron ore, manganese, nickel, copper, cobalt, platinum, chromium. The country of operation, Guinea. And there's a list. There's just a list here, bro. It goes on.
That's because these useless leaders in Africa always say, "Oh, come on, we can give you the best deal." Now check this out. Ghana right now is doing something courageous. They've decided to take back the gold mine completely. You have to pay a 12% tax on royalties, otherwise you're not getting nothing, right?
That's lovely.
And then you have China, who's supposed to be Africa's ally, America, and Canada all whining about how much they have to pay. Well, Ghana said, we don't care.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And China, screw China. I've told people China's not our allies. China could go kick rocks. I'm not a fan of China. I could care less about China. Our real ally is Russia. Let me be frank about that. I'd rather do business with Russia all day, every day. You see what I'm saying? So China decided to kick out. Ghana said, no, you're paying that. Now, whenever the gold index goes up, guess what Ghana gets? More money. From that change that Ghana's already made alone in the last 1 year, guess how much revenue is brought in? Over 10 billion. Over 10 billion. That's money that could be put into infrastructure of Ghana. Now, why is it that the useless leaders in Nigeria can't do this? Because they don't have a leader like John Dramani in Ghana. They have no courage. You see, it takes to be a leader, you have to have courage. You have to be self-valued and know that you love your people more than you love yourself. These individuals don't love their people. And I want to be clear about this. The people that practice corruption are the elites of African countries.
Right.
They figure it's okay for me to colonize my own people because I'm not a white man. Really? That's why I call them black colonialists. That's what they are.
Yeah.
And this is why they don't like cats like Assimi Goïta, Ibrahim Traoré, Abdulmati Cheney, or even the one you have in Utopia. When he built that dam for the people of Utopia so they can have energy, guess what's the first thing that some of these Egyptian countries and Tanzanian countries was having problems with it? You're complaining about something that's going to benefit the region. You're idiots. You know, this is an example of what I'm talking about. Kenya, right? And you've heard me say about Kenya repeatedly. They are going to be the parasite of Africa. They can't help themselves but betray Africa repeatedly. And maybe it's because it's William Ruto in office, because William Ruto is a spineless coward. When you talk about, you know how in America they talk about Uncle Toms? He's a proper definition of Uncle Tom. He has no love for his people. This idiot came to America when Joe Biden was in office because they served him some Kenyan goat meat. He wants to drool over being in NATO. He signed over some contract stuff. Right now, as we speak, as bad as Israel is, this idiot let an Israeli developer come and develop land in Kenya. Now the people of Kenya are protesting that developer. They told him to get his crap and get the you-know-what out. You see, it's not the problem. It's not the people. It's not the citizens of the nation that are the problem.
Yes, the government.
It's the governments that are the problem. And it comes back to what I've been saying, what I'm not afraid to say. If a revolution has arrived. But we don't only need a physical revolution. We need a mental revolution so that this shit can't happen again. We need to make it so that politicians are afraid of us. If you don't do your job, you will be executed. Period. You know how they did Marie Antoinette in France? That's what we need to do all over Africa. Any leader that does not do their job, you're going to get executed. We're going to roll up on you, and you're going to get what's coming to you. And not only will you be executed, but your family will be executed. That way, you know there's a price to pay for not doing your job. We need more champions like Ibrahim Traoré, Assimi Goïta, and Abdulmati Cheney. Those men are giving African citizens all over the continent, all over the nation. And I started using the word intentionally nation, because that's what Africa is. It's a nation. The nation, a chance to grow, to see its greatest potential. Bro, I still believe in this. In the year 2038, Nigeria is going to have the third highest GDP in the world. And in the year 2045, Nigeria probably is going to have number one, which means Africa is going to be number one in the world. So as corrupt as these useless politicians are, Nigeria is still going strong. It's got the fourth highest GDP in the world. That's with corrupt leaders. Can you imagine what would happen without corrupt leaders? So I'm not gonna sit here and let them. What they're trying to do is make sure that you don't have any hope. Especially these European countries with their NGOs. And this is something we're not bringing up, but NGOs is something I'm going to talk about. On Tuesdays, I usually have my private streaming when I stream live on my channel. I always take it to talk about the world current events. Last week it was about offense versus defense in terms of Israel versus Iran, but also to how it affects the world. This week coming up is going to be NGOs. Eventually, I'm going to get to it. But we have to start having a serious conversation about NGOs and the toxicity they bring to the countries. They're not helping. Oh, we're going to help you do water. Oh, we're going to help you do food. No, you're not. You're sponsoring terrorism. You're driving those trucks, unlabeled trucks, and dropping off weapons in the very villages. There's a tribe called the Fulani.
Yeah.
And I've said this repeatedly. We're going to have to get to a point where Fulani is going to start having to get executed. Because all they seem to want to do is terrorize African countries. Okay, no problem. We need to start doing what they do in Ibrahim Traoré are doing to them over in Sahel, dropping biscuits on their ass. And biscuits in Africa, what it means is dropping missiles on them, hitting them with them drones unmercifully. They got to be executed, man. Because let me tell you this, a lot of people don't know this, but the Fulani sold most of the slaves that went into slavery. That tribe has no honor. They will do anything for money. They sold Hausas in Tripoli. They sold Yorubas into slavery, Igbos into slavery, Ghanaians into slavery, Senegalese into slavery. There isn't a tribe the Fulanese haven't sold into slavery. They are a despicable tribe. And not all of them, but they know what I'm talking about. Talking about we goat herders. No, you are mercenaries and you have no honor. They're the ones, the Nigerian government officials are hiring Fulanese to terrorize their own people in the north.
Yeah. That was mentioned when I was there.
Speak out in Abuja, but you're close to where it is.
Nah. They mentioned it. There was we had that conversation on the way from. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, it's not that there isn't a solution, brother. It's that you need courage to find a solution. And as Fela Kuti said, we know one die, we know one quench, we get mama for house, we get papa for house. I know one die. No, you're gonna die anyway. I'm sorry, but death is a common thing to do.
Yeah,
it's the way God shares life. That's the way we Africans see it. You see what I just said? God is a common theme. It's the way God shares life. When I get out of the way, now somebody else can get up in there. The question is, within your time frame, what the hell are you going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm a soldier of the Sahel states. I will not, if I was called today, put a gun in my hand, let's get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
I want to mention this, all right? So you said NGOs, all right? Check this out. The role of aid. The role of aid in the paradox, okay? Research suggests that the concept of aid is often misleading. African countries receive roughly 161 billion annually in loans, remittance, and aid, but have over 200 billion taken out through stolen wealth, profit repatriation, and interest payments. The continent, in effect, finances the rest of the world.
Yep. Without Africa, the world can't live. So, there's an image that I saw one day of Africans under a table, a bunch of corrupt Europeans sitting at the table. And it said, the day these Africans stand, it's over. We're standing, and they know it's over. Now, when you know something is over, what do? You start making desperate decisions. Now, the difference now is the desperate decisions have consequences. What is that consequences? War. Because these African countries decided we're going to get weaponry from Russia. That's why they haven't been able to touch Assimi Goïta of Mali, Abdoumane Tchiani of Niger, and Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso, because they have weapons. They ready to dance. Abdoumane Tchiani said, we know who's messing with our stuff. And he bluntly said, we going to war with France. He said, I dare you to show up. We got smoke for your ass. They're not playing around. The alliance of the Sahel states is showing the rest of Africa what we need to do. Now, what I'm hoping is that Chad will join that alliance. More than anybody else, I'm counting on Chad to join the alliance because I know the president of Chad has honor. I can see it. This man has potential. And another one that has potential. It's not the president of Senegal. It's the prime minister of Senegal. I want the prime minister of Senegal to become the president of Senegal because the current of Senegal is kind of an Uncle Tom. I don't trust him. I feel like he will sell out his own country. He makes all these spiritual conversations and all these notations. We're going to change names from French names to Senegalese names, but he still behaves like a colonized idiot. The president of the prime minister, on the other hand, because of different power structure in Senegal, has said he's pushed for agendas like family repatriation, which means, and this is something I'm going to bring up. A lot of people don't know this. You're going to be shocked when I say this. You ain't going to believe when I say this. But homosexuality has been pushed in Africa. You know why they're pushing it? You've tried AIDS.
European agenda.
Yes, you've tried AIDS. You've tried everything else. Let's make them, let's reduce their population by promoting homosexuality so that we can reduce the human population there so we can steal their land. But guess what the governments are doing? There's a lot of shit you can do in Africa, but what you're not going to do is promote homosexuality. So now, countries like Nigeria, Senegal have strict laws against it. If you're homosexuality, your ass is getting cooked. Because Africans want to behave like Americans. Of all the places you want to behave like Americans, why? People don't understand homosexuality is an agenda to reduce the population. You can't grow your population if you have men and men talking, women and women talking. What the fuck is that? That's not the way of God. That's not the way of the universe. I'm sorry, but you live and let live, cool. But you're not going to use that to grow my environment. To tell me what I'm going to live in. Hell, fuck no. No, in Nigeria, you will get executed. And many have gotten executed. That's automatic. Off top. You are getting executed. Go ahead.
And you know what's wild about that too is that for me, it's been a gross placing together of the significance of the civil rights movement and the rights of the LGBTQ community. Right?
just thrown to the backside. I mean, honestly, they just took our shit and threw it somewhere. And now a white man
a lot
could
of
be more
times
woman
they
than
trying to
a
mix the
woman.
three though. They trying to mix the three though, bro. They trying to mix women's rights, civil rights, and then they throw in the LGBT community. It's like, nah, hold on a minute.
And then we won't give you money if you don't let gay people in your country. Fuck you. Fuck you. No, they can't come live over here. I'm sorry, but I don't give a damn. Hell no. Hell fuck no. Family structure matters. Ibrahim Traore, Burkina Faso passed a law. You get 5 years imprisonment if you're caught being gay. Give you the death penalty if necessary. In Senegal, they just passed a law. Not only will you get 10 years, but we might decide 10 years will get executed. I say don't waste the space, just execute your ass. You're not gonna tell me that it's natural. I don't want to hear that shit. You can love who you want to love, but you're not gonna force that action on us. If you want to live that lifestyle, go to America, go to France. That's where they do it. But you're not doing it here. Hell no.
You're not gonna legislate that and try.
They try to use that for money as leverage. Well, we won't give you money if you don't allow gayness. No, because your gayness agenda is to reduce the population. It's the only. You've tried AIDS, you've tried war, you've tried famine, you've tried it all. Let's try homosexuality. It's an agenda.
Yeah.
You know, during slavery, right? During colonialism, aristocratic white men were raping black men. Nobody ever talks about that. That's why a lot of brothers have this issue about talking about gayness. Well, I'm not gonna have the issue. That's what they were doing during slavery. Aristocratic rich men were raping young black children and grown men. Can you imagine you were thinking that they would take the woman into the barn? No. He wanted to take the man into the barn. See, there's a lot of black men need to start having the courage to talk about the real of what's been happening in this country. And I'm addressing it. That's why I have a problem with NGOs. Yeah. They use all these useless, we're coming with God, the Catholic Church. I don't screw the Catholic Church. Above all else, the one that's getting on my nerves the most right now is the LGBT bullshit. Fuck you and gay. I said it. You know Macron? He's actually married to a man. So the man he married is actually a man, calling her a woman. That's why what's the name? That woman I don't really like. She used to be on Fox News. Yeah, they were talking about that. They were talking about that. That's why they call him Fagron. That's what they call him. It's like, we know what you are. You're a pedophile. So a lot of these, remember Prince Andrew? He just got the Epstein files. You think the Epstein files is an accident? Donald Trump here in America is a pedophile. He got a 15-year-old pregnant, then he threw the child in the ocean. That man has committed so many atrocities, brother. It's not even funny, bro. I don't think people fully comprehend the atrocities. Yeah, the biggest one for me, and even though we didn't put on this talking points of the list, I'm bringing it up. And I'm not afraid to talk about it. And I'm not going to give a damn about people saying, well, you're homophobic. Well, are you heterophobic? What is your problem? Are you heterophobic? That's why, that guy, Joshua Mapunga, the one I sent you the video, he's always talking about this. It's an agenda to reduce our population. How dare you as an African man walk around with a dress? Are you fucking out of your damn mind? What the hell is wrong with you? African man walk around with a dress. I'm a woman. No, you're not a woman, motherfucker. You ugly as hell. You a man. These guys, bro, in Nigeria, maybe they didn't talk to you about that. Bro, it's automatic death penalty. Automatic.
Well, I know in a couple of the African nations have been criticized for that over the years, because we
don't give a damn.
A violation of human rights, but the thing they have to be, and that's the thing people have to be careful of is that you have other countries trying to decide on behalf of the rest of the world, and that don't fly because as we talked about a few minutes ago, 101 countries, 101 companies listed on the London Stock Exchange.
Yes, sir.
Own a large percentage, 1 trillion, a control over $1 trillion worth of valuable resources on the continent of Africa. Like, how is it, right? How is it? There's international laws, bro, where you can't go to other countries and even buy land unless you are a citizen of that country. So how is it that you have these large corporations listed on the London Stock Exchange, who have legally been able to go into other nations, extract their natural set up companies to extract the natural resources indefinitely from other bro. It's legalized robbery. It's robbery, bro. Straight.
And they can get away with it because you have corrupt leaders in position. If you have a corrupt piece of trash like William Ruto in Kenya, a piece of trash like Samoya in Tanzania, a piece of trash like Paul Biya in Cameroon, a piece of trash like what's his name in Ivory Coast, you're gonna get away with shit like that because they find these corrupt leaders. Go ahead, brother.
Let me ask you about the Congo, bro, because
the Congo is the worst. The Congo is the saddest thing, and I'm on the other side of this. There's a guy named Kagame of Rwanda. My disdain for him is on a different level because he's built Rwanda off the back of the Congo. Now you are an African man. Let me get this off my chest, brother. You're an African man building your damn African country. And instead of helping the other African country, you use them to build your goddamn African country. You know how much he's stolen from the Congo? The M23 that you've heard of, they're his fucking military. Murdering Congolese. Murdering them. In droves, in millions, bro. Displacing people from their homes. And we're supposed to celebrate Kagame? Fuck Kagame. He's a piece of shit. You're supposed to be a fucking liberator, but you're a thief. You built the Rwanda on the back of the fucking Congo. There's still till today, bro, over 10 million Congolese displaced. America funds the war. China funds the war. And they'll say, oh, we can have, of course you can never have peace in the Congo. In the Eastern Congo, there's so much fucking resources, it's not even funny. That alone is feeding the rest of the world. 60% of the resources is feeding the world. The world. What is Africa getting out of it? Look at Venezuela right now. They're about to be a starving state. Look at Cuba. Cuba right now is literally poverty. No water, no food, no gas. People are in the hospitals, no light. People are dying in the hospitals. Nurses aren't going to work for free. And even if they do, because they're good people, where's the resources for them to use for the hospital? Because you got a greedy-ass country like America, greedy-ass country like England, greedy-ass country like Europe, Belgium, France, Portugal, all these useless white countries stealing. My question is this. This is why I'm proud of Iran. I hope that they have the strength and keep on fighting. We need to put an end to, as Tupac said, this is no longer the white man's world. It is a fact. It's over. It needs to come to an end. I'm sorry, brother, I have to get out of my chest. I do not like Kagame of Rwanda. He's a piece of shit to me. He has no honor. You got people celebrating him. Celebrating what? Because he built a basketball stadium? Because he built some roads? That's normal. You should do that. Because he keeps clean streets? That's your damn job. Why are you in the fucking office for 25 years? Nobody else could be president? This mentality. I can't. If he had built Rwanda on the back of Rwanda, cool. But he built it on the back of the Congo. You want me to show? No, fuck you. No, I'm sick of all these useless Africans that keep going over there celebrating him. Some of these basketball players, they know who the hell they are. And they know that we're individuals too. That's like me saying, there was something I had to come to grips with. You know Idris Elba? He's from Sierra Leone. You went to England and got knighted by the same country that colonized your country. So you stood there on one knee and got knighted by Sir Charles? King Charles? Are you serious? That's everything I need to know about you. Normally, I support an actor that's a brother, but I can't support that brother no more. You're basically telling me you're a coon. I mean, we've got to stop encouraging this sellout Uncle Tom activism.
Yeah.
Bro, it's I'm just sorry. It just every time someone talks about Kagame, I get ticked off. Like, this guy is a piece of shit. I'm not gonna celebrate this man. There's nothing to celebrate. And you got people in Rwanda who want to talk about your own country. Your leader's a crook. He's murdering people to enrich himself. Bro, this disease that we have in Africa, it's like this. If you're this country, as long as you're starving, I look good. Whatever contract you didn't give to that company, I'll give it to them in my country. Why can't you say, Ghana told you no, and guess what we're going to do over here? We're going to tell you no too. It's the constant betrayal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Sorry to be long-winded, man, but I get so hot when I talk about that guy, man. He pisses me off.
Yeah, no, it's so good. I mean, we've got to
He has been called many things.
let me just
The savior of Rwanda.
Every one of the elections that he ran, those who opposed him went to prison. And their supporters have been arrested, tortured, many of them killed.
But who is this guy really? I grew up in Uganda in a refugee camp. It was April 1994. This small landlocked country in East Africa, known as the land of 1,000 hills, was about to experience a horror beyond imagination.
So this
the assassination of President Juvenal Habyarimana.
It says Rwanda's strongman in the West's favorite dictator. I mean, that says a lot. That says a lot. You know, if you're the West's favorite dictator, that says a lot.
He just signed a contract with America, and here he's talking about Pan-Africanism.
Yeah.
He has enriched himself on the back of Rwanda. He causes half the problems in Rwanda, in the Congo. You got people celebrating him. And there's Africans that are okay with what he's been doing in Congo. God will punish you. Seriously, unbelievable. They'll sit there and celebrate, oh, our country's a great country. Oh, so because your country is a great country because you shitting on another country. Yeah. That's what he's been doing. I'm not giving him a pass. Hell no. He's not no Abdulmati Kenny. He's not no Assimi Gota, and he's not no Captain Ibrahim Traore. He's not any of those three men. Hell no. Have you seen him come out and celebrate those three men? No. Because they're doing what he couldn't do. Have courage to do the right thing. Talking about we need what have you built in Rwanda? Tell me, please. You built it on the back of the Congo. Fuck you. I'm sorry. That's just, oh my God, bro. It's just, oh my God. Man. People just don't understand.
So who's what nations is he mainly tied to in terms of who support him in the West?
America.
Yeah.
England. I'm sure he's tied to England. One way or another, he's probably tied to France. And they're getting all their weapons. Guess who's giving them the weapons? America. To murder their own people. And then the Congolese president himself, he's a piece of trash. The Democratic Republic of Congo. He has no backbone. So he's murdering his own people. Displacing people from their homes, from their lands. It's just, bro, Congo's cobalt is an issue in the world because you have to understand it's used to build cell phones, it's used to build technology, computers, all these different things that you're using across the world. And when you have corrupt individuals, such as the president of Democrat, I can't even bother to remember his name. I don't care. I don't even want to go look it up. But the one that saddens me is Kagame claiming to be this African savior. You're not an African savior. You're a dictator. You're a criminal. And you're talking about, oh, I'm progressive because a bunch of women are in my office. No, you choose a bunch of women because you can use women to figure out all the men who are crooked. If you throw pussy in a bunch of men's faces, what are they going to do? Tell you exactly what you want to hear. So no, he's not doing anything special. He wants to show me how special he is. Step the fuck down and put somebody else in office that isn't as corrupt as you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like resource national, and it's gonna bring us to our next point. Until countries start to individualize their resource, that means nationalize it. Like the way Mexico nationalized their gas thing they just found. Like the way Niger nationalized uranium. Like the way Mali nationalized gold. Like the way Burkina Faso nationalized their gold. You're not gonna have any changes. You must nationalize your resources. That means these companies can't come and take shit.
Yeah. I mean, that again, man. That list, 101. It's just shocking. It's very obvious, right? It makes the point that we're talking about very obvious. The level of corruption, very obvious. Controlling that level of wealth coming out of Africa, the disparity between the amount that's taken out of Africa and the amount that's earned from Africa. You know, the fact that foreigners, that much control of the resources is by foreign hands. That don't exist in England, that don't exist in America. So why should it exist in Africa?
Because these useless leaders. Tell me this, brother. Simple thing like this. You can build a military base in my country. Why not come build one of your? Okay, how about Nigeria call America today? I want to build a military base. And they build a military base because there's strategic points, so that whenever let's say if you want to fight somebody else, or we ever get out of line, they've got weapons there. Fuck you, get the fuck out.
I mean, but check it as well. Like, how many African countries, or how many mining companies in America are African?
Bro, there's nothing to mine in America. That's the problem.
Nah, there's oil. There's oil in America.
There's oil. But see, we have more oil than they do. So what the fuck do we need you for?
There's gold in America. There's gold mining in America.
Zinc.
There's oil mining in America.
There's zinc.
There's zinc mining. But the question is, like, to my knowledge, I haven't done extensive research, but I've never heard of, African mining companies in the United States.
No.
So why is it that you got British? It's wild. It's wild, bro.
You know what's funny? I don't know if we can take solace in this, but one of the England airports is owned by a Nigerian. I mean, it's not that I care.
I think it's Gatwick.
It's Gatwick. Yeah. It's not that I care, but a Nigerian man that owns European airports, how much love does he really have for African countries? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do see what you're saying.
A guy like that, I don't know. I'm not one to ever celebrate an African leader unless he's got the mentality of Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Gota, or Abdullah Chiheli. And usually those guys with that mentality are unapologetic towards European nations. Because no other nation is more corrupt than a European country, than France, than England. There's two countries that don't want to live they just want to continue the colonial life. That would be England, and that would be fucking France. It's how they live. They are parasites. In a 10-year time, France is about to be broke as hell. They're on the path of brokenness, and there's nothing that can stop it. You know, I didn't even know this, but France owns Tahiti. Tahiti. You know the place Tahiti? Yeah.
Nah,
I did not even know that. I'm never going there. Fuck that. Yeah, we got brothers and sisters that look like us living there, but they own Tahiti. What do they call that when it's somebody else's country? It's an extension of their land or something. I don't know how to say it. It's kind of like Puerto Rico is part of America. Yeah. Even though Puerto Rico should be a damn country.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Hawaii is a part of America, even though Hawaii should be its own country. Colonial state or colony or whatever the hell they call it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's and we've got to stop saying this word, appropriate. That's why people's word of saying we stole your shit. No, fuck that. We need to say these are stealing motherfuckers. They are thieves, and we need to call them what they are. I'm not going to be polite to a thief. Why should I be polite to a thief? You're a thief. If anything, I should cut your damn hand off. And we got to start making these NGO companies. There's over 450 NGOs in Nigeria alone. There's over 1,500 NGOs in Africa. Why? Because these corrupt leaders have no honor. They're all about collecting checks. Imagine this, brother. I don't mind you being corrupt. But where I got a problem is that if your country has 10 naira, why don't you steal 1 naira and let the rest of the country have 9 naira? You'd still be a gajillion over everybody else. But no, I'm going to steal the 10 naira plus the 10 kobo that's on the floor. They're so greedy, bro. And they're no different than African politicians because American politicians are worse. They just steal the money in the behind and call it laws. At least we know in Africa what they're stealing. So now we can accommodate ourselves for what we need to do for ourselves. I don't know any other country. And I'm speaking about Nigeria right now. Nigerians are the economy of Africa. Nigerians are the economy of Nigeria. We don't get loans. We don't get grants. We don't get any of that. Nigerians are just hustling and doing commerce with each other. At least there's one solace in all of this. We do business with each other. Let's build from there. They don't do that in America. They don't do that in England.
I saw a statistic last couple of days. It was talking about the percentage of the economy that's based off of Black music. this has been floating around. I think it said something about, it was just a large percentage.
It's ridiculous. What country? All over the world or just in America?
No, I think I'm not sure if it was America or if it was globally, but it was a significant number. I think it was like 60 to 70%. Yeah. It might even been more than that. But I say all that to say this, like, that's one of the
Hey Harmony, welcome back to the chat. Thanks for joining us. As I stated before, we're going to do another awesome episode of the Cultural Capitalist Podcast. That's my boy King Kimba. You know me as Adewale, so we're doing our thing every week. Keeping Africa and pushing Africa forward. That's what we do over here on this podcast.
Yeah, one of the emerging industries that's really blowing up is African music, and
yes, sir,
that's important. That's important, and then you got this Amapiano thing as well. But this is important in our conversation because that music is earning revenue, but it's not revenue that has the infrastructure it needs in the continent, in the country of Nigeria, right? Why? Because you haven't got the copyright infrastructure in place for like radio and television, all that. Obviously, Nollywood is blowing up, and that's amazing. But a lot of the money, the big money in music is in copyright ownership, right?
Yep.
Because
trademark and royalties and publishing, all that good stuff.
Exactly,
RPM,
bro.
RPM. I always say it, RPM.
Yep. And that,
a lot of people don't understand. They were like, "Oh, this guy is he's so loud and he's so rebellious." But I'm so knowledgeable. I'm sorry that I'm not a coon. I'm not an Aunt Sally. I'm not an Uncle Tom. Ask my boy Kimba. I tell him this all the time. Royalties, RPM. I got knowledge for days. I'm so grateful I never signed a record deal. Nobody owns anything that I own. Nobody. You can't own Carjack for Assassins. You can't own my music. You can't own my beats. You can't. I'm not saying that having a record deal is not it's a bad thing. But a record deal is what it should be called. A record deal. Something that benefits both parties. That's the whole point of a deal. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
So African leaders, and what I want us to be careful about is that to watch a lot of these American companies that are signing these African artists that are poor. Whether it's Wizkid, so you know that Burna Boy is funded by Apple Music. Wizkid, I think, is Capitol Records.
This is what I'm saying.
You gotta watch out.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, bro. And you have the major players in these genres of music that's really kind of exploding around the world. Yes, and sir. That money is now that money is not coming directly back to the artist community in these nations now. I've spoken to the people. There was a few people I've spoken to while I was over there, while I was in Lagos, and they were talking about some of the work that Burna Boy and Davido are doing in the country and in Lagos in particular.
Yeah.
And also, too, I took the time one day to watch a few hours of
You mean in terms of paperwork, like to get the royalties and stuff like that corrected? Is that what you're talking
about? No. The work they were doing was like community organizations to kind of like help like football. I think Burna Boy has started this football program.
And, Davido joins protests. He does protests. He's like, he be up in there. He just be up in there holding signs. So he's down for the cause.
But the thing is that though, like, that's great. But at the same time, it has to go deeper in terms of what we're talking about, because this RPM, you got to establish some companies like one of the things I feel like they should really be pushing is legislation to develop a royalty system where that money is coming back into the country, man, because otherwise it's the same thing. It's colonization of the music, the music revenue. If you're signing these deals, obviously these companies, these American companies have the infrastructure. The American companies have the infrastructure for the music business, so you got, as an artist, you got to make your money. But at the same time, as an artist, you can also push legislation. You know what I'm saying? Someone like Chuck D, someone like KRS-One.
Yes, sir.
These are guys that push legislation. You know what I'm saying? For hip hop and for the Black African community. So these are things when an artist gets global, because these dudes are not these dudes are not local artists anymore.
They're
not just
they're
African.
global.
They're global artists.
They're global phenomenons.
So they got to push that.
They got to push it.
They got to push it.
What's happening now is, if you're gonna push legislation, you have to get in the ear of politicians. A politician say, "Oh, I don't have time for music," or we have to fix the country. Well, actually, that's part of the problem.
Absolutely.
In Nigeria, even though we don't have royalty system, but there's a cash system. So when you buy my music, you give me my money for my stuff. Good. It's when it gets played on radio or it's getting played overseas, you're not seeing that bread. So that bread needs to be seen. That's where we need to fix the problem. And it's an easy fix. This is something Fela Kuti used to talk about. He said, when African music touches everywhere, it's going to spread everywhere. And he's right. 80%, let me say this, brother. 80% of the music you listen to in the world comes from, guess where? My land. Yoruba land. 80%. I don't care if it's in Latin America. I don't care if it's in China. I don't care if it's in America. Hip-hop is a descendant of African music. Whether it's Fuji garbage or whether it's one of them. But that music is a descendant of African music. All these beats you hear, it's not actually an African bandada who started hip-hop, called himself African bandada. I call it the paper trail. Kind of like T.I.'s album. We need to create a paper trail, or understanding, or better yet, RPM, royalties, publishing, and masters. That thing exists in everything that you do. I don't care if it's art. I don't care if you're a book writer. I don't care if you're selling clothes. RPM is there all day, every day for you to get your piece. And people have to stop becoming business centric. And I think that's what is really different from me than other artists. My mom used to, I'll be frank, my mom used to get on my nerves with, I should just go sign a record deal. And one day I had to check her. Hey, Mom, I'm not signing no damn record deal. These record labels are crooks. Where she would say, well, not all of them are thieves. I said, Mom, they're all thieves. And now, 15 years later, I've been proven right. Now she's seen all the unscrupulous stuff they're doing. And one day she tells me, Junior, you were right. I was watching a video documentary about how the record label screwed over the artists. I said, of course. I've been trying to tell you that. But you always thought it should be I should sign a record deal. What is in a record deal? I want to know that. You know what I'm saying? Are you still there, Kimba? I think you're frozen. Oh man, Kimba's frozen. Excuse me, y'all.
Yeah, sorry,
you were frozen for a little bit.
Hey, forgive me. My family just rang me, bro.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Everything good? Everybody good?
Yeah, I gotta wrap up because I gotta see them quickly. But let's try and bring it to.
So you got value addition, you got ownership models. For as far as you're concerned, what do you see as value addition? Well, you talked about having paperwork, RPM. I think that could be value addition right there.
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about it just now. I mean, we need legislation in place, but there's an infrastructure for, African-owned resources that percentage is flipped on its head. It should be a 20-80 or 30-70 or 40-60.
Yeah.
Whatever's coming out, the percentage should be grossly in favor of African benefit. And then, and I'm gonna emphasize grossly in favor, because we talking about hundreds and hundreds of years. Right. So, people could say, well, no, that's not a fair
I don't care what's fair
in terms of doing business. Well, bro, but I think for the people who might want to offer that as a response, oh, it's not a fair percentage in terms of business, you have to say to them, look, there are receipts for hundreds of years as exploitation. A 20-80 is good for you. Take the 20-80.
Be grateful.
The 20-80, the 20-80 is good for you. Take that and let's just keep it moving.
How about this? How about zero? We don't want you at all. Get the fuck out of my country. White people not allowed.
The only thing I say about that is that we know that technological, the resource for the technology to do a lot of the industries is not necessarily available in the African industry. So you have these companies that have the technology. So on that basis, maybe they get a percentage, but again, the percentage has got to be grossly in favor of Africa.
And that makes a lot of sense, which is the ownership models. They've got to change. They've got to benefit Africans. They've got to serve Africans. As Ibrahim Traore said, what we do here must pay the kids.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? That's a line that I just said right there. What we do here must pay the kids.
Absolutely, brother.
You like that, huh? I just made that up.
Absolutely.
What we do here must pay the kids. I'm not. I told somebody this the other day. I said, nothing's keeping me from going to Africa. Maybe it was you yesterday. I said, I don't care if I meet the right woman in America. I'm still going home. So either that woman, if she wants us to work, I guess you'll have to come home with me because I'm not staying here.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah. Listen, beloved, forgive me, man. I got to get to these youngers, man, because I haven't seen them. But man, it's been fresh.
Hey, for all of y'all who just let you know right now, I got WonderCon coming up next week. Just to let y'all know, Anaheim Convention Center, Hall C, table number B21. So you're gonna see all the cool goodies that I got, from the comic books to the bio book to the sneakers, to T-shirts, tank tops, phone cases, laptop cases, phone cases for all you wondering. Yeah, Kimba, I got my own phone case now. You know what I'm saying? Fire. So we got everything popping. So y'all make sure y'all check that out, man. And visit SouthVision.com and check out all the cool stuff that I got. So Kimba, what you got for the people, man? I know you got the book, so you can get up out of here.
This is why I'm out here, man. This is why I've been to Nigeria and why I'm now in Ethiopia, man. Books and books and knowledge, man, inspiring people, books and poetry. You know, Prison of Poetry is a decision that we face where I chose the latter knowing I was born for greatness, feeling alien in spaceships in this digital age where a rapper can go platinum while his body's in the grave.
Damn.
Listen, bro, we here, and yeah, man.
Yeah.
We out here. We out here.
Man, I'm proud of this man. He's taking this trip. I'll be there shortly too. And as always, what I end every week when I say it, and this has become a common line now, people love hearing it. One, there's two things. There's no success in skipping steps. The back of the line is just as important, front of the line. Be determined, not desperate. And then the second one, your dreams can be delayed, but must never be extinguished. So wait your time while the universe delivers your right hand. Be determined, not desperate. Africa, resurrect, love self, be self, build self. That is the way it's got to go. Only us can take Africa to its greatness all over the world. So love ourselves, cut businesses. We don't need white people to do shit for us or Chinese. I'll do business, but probably only with Russia. I'm keeping 100 with y'all. You know what I'm saying? They never put nobody chains. You feel me? No colonization. No, none of that. So y'all, until next week, when we're back on Kimba's platform, same time, because we'll be home again, 11:30 my time, 7:30 a.m. in English time. Continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Peace. Yes, sir.